UFC 318, big dog. Yep. I guess this is a pay-per-view. I'm not gonna hate it. It's a good card, and it's gonna deliver. This is one of those cards that's gonna deliver. Obviously, when you have a BMF title on the line, you can't book the rest of the card with just normal fighters. So all these fighters could eventually, if they haven't yet, compete for a BMF title. So BMF, right? Bad motherfucker. For those of you who don't know, the BMF title was created by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So, and now the UFC was like, yeah, this is great. We're just going to roll with it. I think it's supposed to be a one-off, and they're like, no, we'll just roll with it because the casuals, as long as there's a belt on the line, we could call it the biggest pussy in the world. As long as there's a belt on the line, people assume it's a world championship fight, and we can have them headline pay-per-views. Here's my question. Maybe you can look this up, Chin. So because technically Topuria has the BMF title, right? When you have the BMF title, or since Max Holloway's fighting for the BMF title and Dustin Poirier's fighting for a BMF title, do they get paid like it's an actual title, or is this all smoke and mirrors? It's just the way the UFC is pulling one over on the fan base. Will the UFC who compete in the BMF title
can be a bit nuanced.
The BMF title isn't a traditional divisional title, but is presented as a special championship award to the baddest MFer in the UFC. Yep. While not lineal, fighting for a BMF title, like an interim title, can confer champion status in the eyes of UFC, which can affect fighter pay, including potential unlock and pay-per-view points.
So it's not like confirmed.
We don't know. In essence, while the BMF title doesn't carry the exact same weight as the lineal championship in terms of divisional rankings and title shots, significant drawing eyeballs to event, of course. Position to secure lucrative pay-per-view points. Essentially put them on par with those fighting for additional belt in some aspects of compensation. So I assume they get a little bump, but I doubt it's the same as the actual world championship. Kamaru Usman says, made up BMF belt, not a real UFC title. He'd be correct. Usman said the BMF championship pound for pound podcast, this was a hypothetical that was made up because of me. Let's not forget that myself and Covington were supposed to fight in Madison Square Garden, New York. Okay. Does the UFC BMF title holder receive points?
So it's not clear.
Gaethje's fight against Poirier reportedly earned him a whopping $700,000, which included a $100,000 win bonus along with his share of pay-per-view sales.
So for some people, I don't know.
Sounds like it's a kind of a bump, but not the same as being a straight champion.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Of course.
Better than nothing. It's better than nothing. I don't mind the BMF stuff. You know, it's fun. And if you look at the history of BMF, there hasn't been a bad fight. It always delivers. So I don't mind that aspect. I don't mind that aspect. Again, I'm just old school. I come from the old days. So this is more of a fight night. I'll pay. Don't get it twisted. Your boy's paying for it all day. And as far as, you know, even Dana tweeted out, like, look at this badass card. It is a badass card. It is. Stylistically, this delivers on every aspect except for name power, which, you know, you don't have to have. But as far as it being a big pay-per-view needle mover, it's not that, you know. But all the fights on there are fantastic. Fantastic. Michael Johnson, it literally was this. How many fights is this for him?
You can take a look right now.
He's been fighting for a hot second. Has to be close to 50. So he was when he got to the UFC, he was 8-5. Go all the way up now. Now he's 23-19. 15, 11. I mean, he has a total of 42 matches. So take away 13. It's like he's 30th something. You know? He has a lot of losses. But again, he's fun.
Yeah, around 30.
Yeah, he's fun. He's fun. He's been fighting for fucking ever, dude.
Yeah.
15
And
years.
sometimes I thought he completely lost it, but then he comes back.
I know. He's 39. Go back to the wrist. Yeah, it's a fun fight. Dan Ige, Patricio Pitbull. Listen, man. With Patricio Pitbull, when he fought Yair Rodriguez, he did not look world class. He had no business being in there. Again, you're going to hear a lot of other people who do what I do keep telling you that these other leagues are just as good. These guys can compete, and it's not the truth. It's not. It's fun to hate on the UFC because, you know, they're the big show in town, and, you know, it's fun to cheer for these other leagues. I get all that. I'm with you. And are there some talented dudes who can compete? Yes. Will they be world champion in the UFC? No. I want you just to look at strength of schedule of Patricio Pitbull before you get to the UFC compared with a guy named Dustin Poirier. This is the difference. Strength of schedule is everything. Who are you fighting? Yeah, you're champion over here, but who are you fighting night in, night out? Mm-hmm. And if we go through some of these names he's also lost 3 of his last 4. But if we go through some of these names, you tell me if these guys would be dominant in the UFC. AJ McKee, maybe. He's one, I'll give you that. He lost to him and they beat him in decision. Adam Borix, you know. And then also, as I name some of these guys, I want you to tell me if you've ever heard of them. Juan Archuleta's damn tough. He's tough. Pedro Calvo, Emmanuel Sanchez, AJ McKee, Adam Borix,
Kleber.
Yep. Sergio Pettis. He fought in the UFC. Was not a world beater. Now, when he left the UFC, he got better. He was young, too. Suzuki. You know, he lost that one. Jeremy Kennedy. Keep going. Go down for me. He beat Michael Chandler. You guys might say, look, he beat Michael Chandler. How's Michael Chandler done in the UFC? He's a winning record. Fun fighter. One of my favorites. Fun fighter. He lost to Ben Henderson. An older Ben Henderson. Ben Henderson was very dominant in the UFC. And he lost to him quite some time ago. Henry Corrales, Daniel Strauss. He's fought good guys, tough guys. But again, my whole point of all this is strength of schedule. Go to and a lot of these names I was giving you is from 2014, 15, 16 for homeboy. Go to Dustin Poirier's last 15 fights. Just his last 15. This is what I'm talking about, strength of schedule. Now go ahead and scroll up for me.
Hold on a sec.
This is Dustin Poirier's last few fights. Now, you tell me if you recognize any of the names and strength of schedule. This is why the UFC is the top dog. This is why, unless you're fighting the UFC, it really doesn't matter. And I know this is tough for a lot of people out there, especially the people that keep championing these other leagues. It's just not the fucking same, dude. It's like saying a Division II football player, dude, he could play at Alabama. He'd tear it up. Really? Let's see it. Why is the SEC so good? Why is SEC considered the best? Because they're facing the toughest competition weekend after weekend after weekend. They don't have just one tough guy, one tough team that comes along, and they have 2 cans, and then they have a tough team, and then 2 cans. No. Weekend after weekend, it's murderer's row. And that's what the best of the best do. The UFC has that roster to provide that. Nobody else does, especially now. It's a shit show out there for these other organizations. But let me just cover, and remember, Dustin Poirier was not even a world champion. He's an interim champ. He's fighting for the BMF title, but he's never an actual world champion. But this is his strength of schedule. This is his last 15. Again, you tell me if you know some of these guys. Islam Makhachev, Number 2 pound for pound was number 1 for a long time. BSD, Benoit St. Denis. At the time, he was fucking tough. Remember? Everyone was scared of him, thought it was a terrible matchup for him. Yeah, he knocked him out. Justin Gaethje. Ever heard of him? Michael Chandler. He also beat him. Charles Oliveira. Conor McGregor twice. Dan Hooker. Pretty fucking good. Khabib. Regarded as top 3 of all time. Max Holloway. Real quick, these are all in a row. Eddie Alvarez. Justin Gaethje. Anthony Pettis. Eddie Alvarez. Jim Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are his last 15 fights. More than that, 17 fights. Fight after fight. Tip of the spear. Doesn't get easy. Monsters. 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 Yeah, but you never became champion. Yeah, because it's fucking damn near impossible. Because you're fighting the most elite guys in the world. Not like these other leagues. Not like these other leagues where you might get a one tough fight every 5. I'm talking night after fucking night. You're fighting the very best in the world. Oh, and when you kind of fall off, they give you the next young lion, BSD. And he knocks him out.